Hey, Ganesh, can you explain us
hmm
briefly on the difference between advance and matrix report?
Sorry, which one?
Advance report and matrix report.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So basically, a matrix report is generally used for analytical purpose. Okay. And advanced report is something, see, there are multiple differences. I mean, if those both of these are, totally a different kind of reports. Advanced report is simply like, you have the simple report in advanced version, which you can enable as a web service. Okay. And that can be used as an integration, a web service, and everywhere else. Whereas matrix report, you will not be able to use. Um, in any integration, matrix reports cannot be enabled as a web service. Okay, so these are the main differences, and mainly the use is the main difference. Okay, the use itself is different. So matrix reports is generally used for to analyze, to create dashboard, for the trended workers. If you need analytic data for analytical purpose, then only it will be required. Okay. And we are not going to create matrix report, by the way, but understanding definition
No,
should
no,
be
no,
fine. So
no, no.
yeah, so I mean, one thing,
No.
the good topic you have brought actually. So in this report, basically what I
What are we discussing? Can somebody tell? I
no, it's
just
just we are talking about the types of report. There is one like what is the difference between matrix report and advanced report? That's what we are discussing.
okay.
So you have gone through the definition of this one, right? So this is something is important to be honest. Okay, you should remember there are 8 types of report, and you should be knowing the definition of all these 8 types of report. Also, there is a report here. You can see a screenshot in which all the report types are. You will be able to see. So if I maximize, if I just increase, yep. So can you see?
Yes, Ganesh.
Yeah, so basically matrix report generally looks like this. It's not always, you need to, if you create a pie chart, you can, create another view as well. Even you can create in a tabular way as well. But this is what is matrix report. Okay. Then here you can see the composite report, transpose reports, trending reports, search reports. So all these reports are something which we use in Workday for some different kind of purpose. Here in the definition, only you will be able to understand. Like simple report, I have shown you. Okay, so you know that. Advanced report also, you know how exactly advanced report is being used in Workday and what are the uses of advanced report outside the Workday. Okay, then a matrix report type from the foundation of custom analytics is basically if you need to analyze anything, you create a matrix report. The property of matrix report is, let's say you are analyzing, you have created a matrix report which is giving you the performance rating for each country. Okay, for each country, whatever number of employees coming in, let's say the rating 1, rating 2, rating 3, rating 4, rating 5, whatever number of employees are coming, you are just creating a trend, a analytics report in my using this matrix report. The property is when you will be having the count, you can make that count as a clickable. Clickable means you can deep dive into that count. When you click on that count, it will give you like who are the 5 people who has got 5 ratings. Okay, so that is the main use of matrix report. Okay, and that is where here, that is why here you can see it is saying further drill down into the summarizations of the other dimension of the fields. Okay, that is something you can configure. Like when you click on that count, what are the fields you should be appearing, in Workday, and just for your analysis and all.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. And also, as you said, if I click on the count, it will show
Hmm.
me the five people who got the
Hmm.
five rating, right? So
Yes.
similar to that, in advanced report, can I configure any data like um, employee ID? I click on
See,
employee ID. Through
in
that, I
advance.
can see the
No, so
other.
in advanced report, basically you will when you add fields in the advanced report, the field can be you can deep dive into field. Okay, the link when you pull any instances in the advanced report, it will be a clickable link. Okay, when you click on that link, it will open the instance. You know that particular instance that is not going to give you directly the number of people associated with that. So drilling down into further details is something you cannot do in advanced report. Okay, so it will give you the instance details when you drill down into the advanced report.
No, yeah, say for example, so now Satish
Hmm.
is a employee, okay? So if I
Hmm.
click on Satish,
Hmm.
it should open my job profile, like Satish is an associate, and Satish have joined this date, and this is Satish got experience,
No,
and this is the organization Satish is working for.
no. So it's not going to happen there.
Mm.
In advanced report, that is not going to happen. But you know, there is just one thing you can do in the advanced report. Let me open my advanced report.
So basically, I'm expecting that hyperlink kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
hyperlink is something you can get. That's what I'm saying. See, advanced report, you can get the So let me, just run this one. Let me see what are the fields I have added.
So, can I add something with my understanding about advance report, what he is asking for?
Mm-hmm.
So as he said, like he wanted to search a profile with his name. So for Satish, if he is searching for the report, so his job profile is a primary object, and related objects, whatever Satish, his job profile is like a workday analyst, and that profile or that business related fields where related to job profile, wherever it is used, that data also it get extracted with the advanced report, and that is why the advanced report is more give flexibility that you can see the respected data plus the related data as well, right? That's what you said in the last time when we are creating the difference between the simple and advanced.
So those are just extracting the details of the related business object. Okay, that is definitely is possible, but I think how can we deep dive into the data from the advanced report? I believe that's what we are trying to understand, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yes.
basically, I have added one more field. This is a worker. This is a self-referencing field. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is when you run this one, let's say, why? Okay, I have applied some filter. Yeah. So here, if you see, this is the worker field I have added. Okay, this is a self-referencing field, but this is actually a instance of the worker business object. Now you can see this is a clickable link, right? So you can deep dive. So if you want to open, let's say you have got three profiles here. Okay, Logan, McNeil, Jacqueline, and Jax. Now you want to deep dive into Logan McNeil profile. When you click on related action, you will be having details of the Logan McNeil. Whatever details you want to see, and if you open this in a new type or when you click on this one, you will be routed directly to the Logan McNeil profile. Here you can see it's giving the Logan McNeil high level details, right? The job and everything, right? Now, if I open this Logan McNeil, it will entirely open a Logan McNeil profile. So this is something you can do in the advanced report. Come on. Here also, if you see dependence, this dependent is a hyperlink because these are the instances. So when you pull instances in the report, in the advanced report, you will get the value of that instance as a hyperlink, and you can deep dive into that. Okay, let's say here I just clicked on the Logan McNeil, and it is opening Logan McNeil's profile. Okay, but in matrix report, what will happen? Let's say this is a link or there is some count. When you click on that, it will populate a table will pop up. Okay, and in that table, you can configure the fields like you want first name, last name, date of birth, gender, whatever fields you can configure those things. Okay, that is something you cannot do here in the advanced report.
So you were telling like matrix report is like drill down the pivot table.
Yes.
But here it
So
shows the workers related objects, and that's it.
yeah, I mean it is showing you the entire instance of the worker, right? It's not that's it. It's basically showing you everything of that worker.
Yeah, and also adding to that, so
Hmm.
can we add some more columns? Like, see, the company is
Hmm.
001 GMS USA, and
Yes.
the supervisory organization is human resources.
Yes.
So those things also we add in the column of the custom report.
Yes, yes,
It can be
definitely you
also
can
come
add.
as a hyperlink, no?
So basically, see, this is something you can try. Okay, I mean, sorry, who is asking the question?
Satish.
Satish. Yeah. So this is something you can try. Let me, just try one of the field for you. Okay. And let's see. And then the rest of the things you can try. What are the possibilities we have in Workday? So I'm just editing this one. Now you said supervisory organization, right? So
Yes.
let's add supervisory organization and company. So here worker sup org. So the supervisory organization, this is a single instance object. Okay. Now let's say add company as well. Company. Click OK. Come on. Yep. So here you can see supervisory organization is an instance and company is also an instance which we have pulled in the report, and you can see this as a hyperlink, right? Now
Yeah.
when you click on this, you will be able to understand more about supervisory organization as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but it will not pop up any box. Okay, it is going to open this entire instance.
In a new window. Yeah.
Yes, you got it now, right? Like the matrix report and this
Yes.
one.
Yes. Yes.
I'll try to, get one name of the matrix report which exists in the system, and maybe, I'll give you the name and you can explore that report.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay.
And one
Yeah.
last question from me
Yes.
is that so when I try to create a custom report, so
Hmm.
I try to get the security role wise report, like who all the accountants exist in the system and who are all the administrators existing in the system. So
Hmm.
when giving security role as a data source, it doesn't allow me to use it. Is that because of the access restriction for Jacqueline or?
So basically in this particular tenant you are saying,
Yes.
okay, you try to create report on security role and it is not allowing you, is it?
Yeah.
So it could be a security issue. Try once with taking the proxy of Logan McNeil. Okay, you know how to take proxy?
Yes, Dilip, we tried Logan Michael also, right?
Yeah, but it did not work, is it?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Okay, so security role basically they have they might have restricted because in this tenant also if we know like what is the security and who are the security admins and all and what are the roles they have, we can create our own profiles, right? So that is something they
Yeah.
have restricted. So I believe it is happening because of that. But have you tried any other data source?
No, I just viewed on how I can get the accountant list for my purpose. So that's why I tried there and it doesn't work.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what
I can go for another data source, not a problem.
Yeah, I mean you can try another data source, and if you are looking for any specific thing in the security, okay, like how can we extract and all, then there are other ways. I mean, if you know the exact security name and you want to just understand who are the people who belongs to that security group and all, there are other ways as well. Okay, so just try with another data source. Okay, and when we will talk about the security, then you can bring this question again.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
Ramesh, thanks.
Yep. Any other question from anyone, guys? Uh, okay, then I'm just proceeding with the next topic. So basically, on Friday we started talking about the calculated fields. Okay, I hope before that I hope you guys are following the document as well. The document which I have given to you, I believe you are following those documents as well, and whatever activities coming in that, you are doing those activities as well.
For now, I am just doing the assignment in the class only. I haven't get chance to refer the book.
Yep. So, please refer and, just start doing. See, those activities, it will be, the correct steps and exact steps will be given. You can put your name, whatever report name they are given, you can just ignore that, and you can create your own report with your own name. Apart from that, you will be able to follow steps and you will be able to do everything. Okay. If there is any issue, just let me know. Why I'm saying this thing because this hands-on are mandatory thing. Okay, even though I am explaining this advanced report. What are the things we have in advanced report? It is of no use if you're not creating any report and not trying things. Okay, so I would say you try every one of you try those things. If there is anything, let us discuss in the class that is going to enhance knowledge of everyone. Okay, so if you are not practicing, just do the practice whenever you get time. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So thanks, guys. Now let's talk about the calculated field. So on Friday we started calculated field, and we understood like there are two kind of calculated fields we have in the system. One is a report specific calculated field, which we create for specific reports only, and there is a calculated field which is system wide, and we create those calculated fields so that we can use anywhere in the system. Okay, and in the last, there was one thing we were talking
So,
about,
quick
like.
question, Ganesh.
Mhm.
So, it's regarding access. So, for getting a worked access to, do we have to send an email only or like?
So who doesn't have Workday access yet? So Madhu, you don't have Workday access?
No, I didn't take actually due to some, I was busy last week. So,
Hmm.
thought of taking access this week.
So maybe Satish, can you just explain like what are the steps you followed?
We sent email to the Monday support mail ID what they sent us. Just we can just mention it as activate my data and that's enough.
Okay, got it, Satish. Thank you.
Okay, so Madhu, you get the access today. Okay, and also to the learning portal there are documentation as well. Okay, you go
Mm-hmm.
through. If there's any issue, then let me know.
Sure, Ganesh, I'll reach out to you. No issues. Thank
Yep,
you.
yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, Now, sorry, yeah. So basically, we were talking about the calculated fields. So on Friday, we were discussing like there are two kinds of calculated field. One is a system-wide calculated field, other is a report-specific calculated field. So how can we create a report-specific calculated field? This is the navigation. You can open any custom report, go to the related action. You will find one option, calculated field for report, and then you create a calculated field. There is another way of creating a calculated field, like sorry, system-wide calculated field, and the task to create system-wide calculated field is create calculated field. The difference between these two calculated fields are these can be used in the specific reports and this can be used anywhere in the system. We'll come to the use, that. And there is one more task, maintain calculated field. If you want to see all the calculated fields available in the system, you can use this maintain calculated field task. This will show you all the calculated fields created in the system. If there is calculated field which is not being used anywhere in the system, it is just created for the calculation, you will get edit and delete option in the maintain calculated field. If the calculated field has been used somewhere, you will not get option to delete, but you can still edit those calculated fields. Okay. The domains required to create calculated field in the system is custom field management and private calculated field management. Okay, these are the access required, uh, you know, to create calculated field in the systems. Okay. Now, when we create a calculated field, there are three things is always asked. Okay, so creating calculated fields. So it is going to ask you the calculated field name. It is going to ask you business object on which you want to create calculated field, and then it is going to ask you calculated field function. Okay, so this is something you decide the name of calculated field. This is custom, whatever you want to give. This is business object. This is basically business object on which you want to create calculated field. Okay, and this is kind of calculated field. What function you want to implement in that calculated field. Okay, function that require in calculated field. So let me show you how we create the calculated field. So there is a task here, create calc field. Click on this create calculated field. When you create a calculated field, here you have to give the three fields which I have mentioned here, field name, business object, and calculated field function. So here you can see calculated field name, business object, and function. Okay, so let's say I have to create a numeric constant calculated field. For example, numeric constant, just a number. I just want to create 2025. Okay, a number field in the workday system. How can I do that? So basically I'm gonna give name here CF numeric constant. This CF stands for calculated field. Numeric constant I can just do short form as well. Numeric constant 2025 on global business object. So global business object, see here there is a worker business object, or there are many dependents, or there are so many business objects. Those are the categories which can be used on the relevant places. Okay, if you are trying to derive anything for worker, then only you will be able to see. But there is another kind of global business object in workday, on which when you create any calculated field, you will be able to use anywhere in the system, irrespective of any relations with any other primary business object. Okay, that is what we call global calculated field. Okay, global calculated fields. So basically the difference is only this is being created on global business object. Okay, business object name is global. So when you create any calculated field on global business object, that means that can be used anywhere in the system, irrespective of any relation with the primary business object or related business object. That can simply be used anywhere in the system. Okay, those
Any
are global calculated.
example, Ganesh, for that?
Yes, I'm giving that. And when you create any calculated field on worker business object, then you will only be able to use calculated field when you are referring to worker business object. Okay, so let's say this there is a numeric constant 2025. I just want to, this year is going on, the year going on is 2025. I just want to create a numeric constant which determines the current year. Okay, now I'm creating this global business object. So when I'm creating on this global business object, how it will be? Yeah, so this will be used as anywhere in the system. Okay, the main use is like let's say in this way, a real time example. If you ask me, like why do we create any calculated field on global business object? The reason is simple. Let's say you are trying to uh, add. Okay, let's say you have to add 3 in some of the number. Okay, or somewhere in the condition you have to use 3. Okay, 3 is not a static text in Workday. You have to create a numeric constant calculated field that will store the value of 3. Okay, now anywhere in the system 3 can be used, whether it's in date calculation or just to print in the report or maybe in integration, anywhere. Okay, so the values which you think should be used or can be used anywhere in the system, that is something you should be creating a calculated field. Now, the another example, if you see Logan McNeil, this is the name of the worker. Now, someone asked one day, like, I need the first character of the Logan McNeil. Okay, first character of the first name of Logan McNeil. Now, here you are trying to derive, trying to derive the value based on some, it's a very specific thing, like, it's a worker business object. There is a one field in the worker business object. You are trying to get the details from that worker business object using some logic. Okay, now this first letter of Logan McNeil is not actually used anywhere in the system. Okay, if you think this will be used, it's fine, you create on global calculated field, but it's not going to use anywhere in the system. Okay, so you need to think what are the fields I should be creating that will be used anywhere in the system, and what are the fields that we are going to create and that will be used on one specific business object. The fields which is relevant to one particular business object, you create on that business object itself. The field which will be used anywhere in the system, you create on global business object. Another example is, let's say you want to build date 1st Jan 2025. Okay, so 1st Jan 2025, this is a date. This date doesn't seem relevant to any particular individual or any particular entity. That is just a field, that is just a value. Okay, so when you need to create that one, you can create on global business object that can be used anywhere in the validation. Okay, so this is the main thing between global and the normal calculated field which you create on the regular business object. Generally, whenever you create numbers, okay, numeric constant, text content constant, dates, okay, these are the things you are going to create on global business object, because that will be used in the calculation in anywhere. Let's say if someone is deriving some eligibility, or someone is configuring the SCM, someone is configuring the benefits eligibility, time of eligibility, that can be used there as well. Also, those calculated fields can be used in another calculated field for the further calculation. Okay, so those are the things I would say, like, you try to create on global business object, and whatever values you need to derive from this worker business object fields, you create on worker business object. Okay, now when I give any other question on that one, sorry, global and the normal calculated field, or you are clear, guys? Okay, sorry, who asked that question, global and
Yes, myself, Ganesh.
so Satish, now you have the understanding of global, when exactly global will be should be used, and when exactly we need to create on the normal business objects.
Yeah, basically, we can use the global one for all the regular reports we use, right? So
No, no,
if
no, no,
we
no.
give
It's not
an
like that. Not all the regular reports. It's like anywhere in the system.
mm,
Let's say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just a number. It is not relevant to any business object, right? It's not relevant to one company, one worker, it's nothing like that. It's just a number. And that can be used anywhere in the system. So this is
okay,
something we need to create on global business object.
okay.
Okay, now you are clear?
Yes, yes, Ganesh.
Okay, cool. So this time I have created a numeric constant calculated field. So to create a numeric constant calculated field, I use task create calculated field. I gave the calculated field name, gave the business object, and then I selected a numeric constant function. And when I selected, clicked on OK, this screen comes. Okay. Now in this screen, it is simply asking what numeric constant you want to create. I'll just give 2025. Okay, and then this is created. Now once I create this one, click OK. When you click on OK, the calculated field will be created. Okay, this is a very basic calculated field, numeric constant, and in this calculated field is going to store the value of 2025. Okay, now here you can see the additional tabs, like there is a calculation which hold the logic of calculated field. Additional information will be having some additional detail, like if you want to provide the details of the calculated field, description of the calculated field, you can just enter the description of the calculated field. If you want to define the category, let's say this calculated field will be used in reporting, or let's say in benefits, or let's say in integration, you can put the reports, benefits, or integration, whatever category this calculated field will be used, you can just mention the category. Okay, authorize uses default areas, you can make the changes, but this is something I would say don't touch. Mainly description and category, I would say you can uh, you know you should be editing. Okay, authorize uses is, let's say you give something else, then this calculated field will not be used in those places. Okay, when you are restricting to one particular security group or one particular area or functional area. Okay, there is then intermediate calculation. Let's say you are doing some calculation, you are creating a calculated field to do the summation, addition, multiplication, and to do that you are creating further calculated field. So whatever calculated field which has been used as an intermediate calculation process, you just mention that those as an intermediate calculation, you just check the checkbox. When I go and edit, you will find there is a checkbox. Okay, then there is in the last do not use. When this is do not use, that means this calculated field should not be used in the system, and automatically it will get do not use as a prefix in the calculated field. Okay, then there are reference height. Let me go in the edit format, and before I go in the edit format, let me show you the report. Let me just add in the report and show you how this generate values. Come on. Yeah, cool. So basically I'm adding one row and I'm just copying this calculated field. Now adding this calculated field here. See, I have created on this calculated field on global business object. Okay, if you see, the business object is global. Okay, but still I am able to use this calculated field on worker business object. Okay, this is the power of this global. Okay, this is a lead. I mean, it there is no restriction applies on this global business object fields. Okay, I have created on global business object, and see this is coming on worker business object. But when you create on worker field on worker business object and you try to fetch that calculated field on any another business object, you will not be able to do that. Now, if I run, See, the 2025 value is coming for all the instances. Okay, so this is how you are going to test your calculated field. You create a calculated field, add in a report, and you test the value, how what the value is coming. Here you can see I have created a numeric constant calculated field, and the value of numeric constant calculated field is coming for all the instances whatever I have pulled in the report. Okay, now here in the calculated field, if you go in the edit mode, yep. So, this calculation part will only contain the logic, and this is going to be different. Whatever function you're going to use, in each and every function, this calculation logic, fails and everything, the configuration will be different. Okay. But when you go to additional information and where this will be same. So additional information here, I was saying, like if you need to add any description, you can just add description of the calculated field. Like, this field has been created to extract this many things or to calculate this many things. Okay. Now here in the category, if you want to add like let's say this calculated field has been used in integration, is going to be used in integration, and I just want to put the category like this is the integration related calculated field. You can just put this is kind of tag, okay, nothing else. Now in our authorized uses, you can just see, click on this. And here you can see like there is a benefits eligibility, compensation eligibility. So if you mention like this can be used only in the compensation eligibility, then this calculated will be restricted to you to be used in compensation eligibility only. Right now by default this is a default area so that you can use the calculated field anywhere in the system. Now this is intermediate calculation checkbox. This checkbox is going to be used when you are creating a calculated field which is being used for the intermediate calculation purpose. Let's say you are trying to find the schedule weekly hours, okay, and to do the calculation you need to find the weekly schedule hours, the weeks, the number of hours applied in that particular week. Let's say schedule weekly hours by per day weekly hours. That will be uh, uh, that is some of the calculation if you need to do. Then you can use this checkbox just to mark that, like, to achieve that calculation you have created 10 calculated field in the system, in which one is the major one. All the other 9 calculated field which was created, that was just created for the intermediate calculation. Okay, you can use that one. If you do not want to use calculated field, or let's say there is already a existing calculated field in the system, and you don't want to use that calculated field anymore, you can just check this do not use, and by default there will be prefix get added in the calculated field name, like do not use, so that when you are creating any report, automatically you get like this is the field which you should not be using anywhere. Okay. Now there are advanced, this in advance, basically this is a reference ID. There is a use of reference ID in Workday. In Workday, whatever objects you see, let's say report, calculated field, or any other object, or for all the objects, there is a unique reference IDs in Workday. Okay. Then there is an option include as default view by field. Oh, come on. Yeah, so this is the option we are not going to use. Okay. This is something we are not going to edit. The reference ID is something we are going to edit. The reason is like, when you are migrating objects from one system, one instance to another system, the reference ID should be updated properly so that you understand and it doesn't collide with any another business object for which the reference ID already has been used. Okay. So whenever you create any calculated field, not here, but whenever you are working on any project and you are creating a calculated field, try to edit a reference ID in a meaningful way, and this will always be unique in the system. If there is any reference ID which is already used in the system, you will not be able to use that. Okay, this should be unique. So derive your own reference ID and you can use that. Then there is another tab that is where used. This where used is something which will give you the picture like this calculated field has been used in where places. Okay, like I created this calculated field just now, and I am using this calculated field in one of the report. That is why it is showing like this calculated field has been used in this report. Okay, so this is going to show you where exactly the calculated field has been referenced in the system. Okay, so this is how we are going to create calculated field, and this is just a numeric constant calculated field we created for now. Any question in this one? Will you be able to create calculated field now? We are going to talk about 20 calculated field functions anyways. So, okay, so any question related to this numeric constant calculated field, guys? Anyone? Sweta, are you clear with creating calculated field? I hope you already know that.
No, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. But will you be able to create calculated field now?
I have to go back this video again to create, because I'm lost in between, like I'm lost in between what was there. So it is difficult me to understand also.
Okay, so what exactly you did not understand?
I mean the process, like the
How to create a calculated
steps.
field?
Yeah, the steps. Yeah.
Okay, anybody is having any similar concern? Satish, Madhu, are you clear with how exactly we can create a calculated field?
Yes, Ganesh, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So anyways, Sweta, don't worry if you have missed, because we are going to discuss a lot of calculated field function, and we are going to follow the process in each of those function. Okay. So if you have, if you missed in between, like how to create, I'm going to create another calculated field text constant, and every time I'm going to create from scratch. Okay.
Oh,
So don't worry. Now I created a numeric constant. Now let's say we need to create a text constant calculated field. So what I'll do is, again I'll just go to create cal field. Okay, create cal field means this is the task. Okay, I got the task create calculated field. This create calculated field will be used to create calculated field in the tenant. Okay, this one is clear, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now here you have to give the name of the calculated field. Now let's say I'm giving CF stands for calculated field, TCS stands for text constant, and this time I just want to create batch for text constant batch for on this again I'm creating on global business object, global. Here you need to give the business object name. This is something you have given the calculated field name. Okay. This is something you need to decide. Okay. Why I have used this format? Just to make this more understandable. Like this is a calculated field, and this calculated field is of text constant function. Okay. And it will, the constant it will contain is going to be batch 4. And this has been created on global business object. Okay. And whatever business object you need to create calculated field, you just mention the name of that business object here. Okay. Then here in the function, you need to select which calculated field function you want to create. So here you can see there are so many functions, right? So earlier I created numeric constant. Now this time I need to create a text constant. So I am creating this. I am just selecting this text constant. When I select, click on OK, then I'll get another window. Here we need to put the logic. Okay, so logic, let's say I'm just mentioning batch 4. I'm just creating the text constant which should contain batch 4. Okay, now this is a text. Once you click on OK, your calculated field is created.
Yeah.
So all good. Now will you be able to create a text constant calculated field?
Yes, yes. I can able to create now, like that. I understand the steps about the global business object. Like before that, we have understood that job profile, location, all those are also a business object, worker.
Mhm.
So what is different in global? I mean, it is
The
all
only
about
diff the on
all these sub business objects come in the global. covering that?
No, it's not like that. Don't understand in that way. You understand this global is just a business object like worker, job profile, like other business object. Okay. The
Hmm.
only thing with global business object is it is more flexible. It is you can understand like this is a super boss. Okay. It can
Yes.
enter into anyone's house without any kind of permission. Okay. So this business object is having that kind of capacity. When you create any field on worker business object, you will be able to use that calculated field on worker business object only. Okay. But when you are creating anything on global business object, you can use the object anywhere in the tenant on any business object.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's a kind of, you can say like, there is no risk, it's a generalized, more generalized. This is a specific calculated field on, if you create on calculated field on worker data, it will be very specific for that particular business object. But when you create on global business object, it's not particular to any business object. It can be used anywhere in the system in any business object, irrespective of any relations.
Hmm.
That is the difference. Okay, from tabular as structure, if you want to visualize, then it's just like a normal business object which is holding so many values in the system, so many calculated field in the system, but it's just a business object.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so all good.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a text constant. You can add again this text constant in the report, like I added a numeric constant, and then you can test like what value it is fetching. Okay.
Okay.
Now there are couple of more calculated field functions we are going to discuss today, and then rest of the functions in the in this week mostly we are going to talk about the calculated field function only, and that will give you a very good picture of the calculated fields in the workday system. Now let's do this one. Someone asked like how can we get the first character or first two character of the first name. Okay, now let's do that one. So we have discussed text constant. Now we are going to discuss substring. Again, I'm going create calculated field. Here, see if substring first two character of first name on worker business object. So this time we need to create on worker business object. So I have given worker business object. Now this calculated field will be created on worker business object. Here I need to use substring function. So there is a function called substring which is used to derive, extract the characters from the string. So here I need to give the field from which I need to extract the details. Now let's say this is first name, and here I can select, there are three options, basically four options. If you want to fetch after a delimiter is a separator. Okay, let's say comma, pipe, semicolon. Okay, anything. If we want to extract after a delimiter, you can use this one. If we need to extract characters before a delimiter, you can use this one. If between two delimiters, you can use this one. But I have to create I have to get the first two position. So what I'll do, I'm gonna use the fixed position. Okay. When I selected the fixed position, this configuration got changed a bit. Okay. Now this is asking the starting character of the position. So let's say I am giving one. Now here, when I give one, see this is not a open free text box. Okay, here I cannot enter. Here I need to use the field which is storing the numeric constant value 1 in the system. Okay, so this is how these are the global fields. Okay, someone asked like the use, right? So this is how this one is required in this calculated field. If I create this one on worker, let's say job profile business object, I will not be able to use. So that is why we create these kind of things on global business object so that we can use anywhere in the system. Now if I let if let's say just one starting from one, the fixed length Here I need, let's say 2. So I have given 2. So automatically it unchecked until end of text field because I don't want till the end. I just want the 2 characters. Now click on OK. When I clicked on OK, now let me add this in the report and let's see what it is giving. So I'm adding after first name so that we can compare the result as well. Uh, which one I created now? Stu character, the first one. Now click OK. Can you see? This is the first name, and here I have extracted the Logan, LO from Logan, JA from Jacqueline. Okay, so this is how substring functions can be used in calculated field. Any question, guys? Will you be able to create? Will you be able to create substring calculated field now?
Yes, Ganesh.
Okay, cool. So, I have just used fixed position. You can use another like after delimiter, before delimiter, between two delimiters. You can just pick one field and you can explore those options. Okay.
Yeah, Ganesh, as you said, delimiter, so I just remember. So
Mhm,
we were asking about that bulk ledger account copy based into the field, right?
mhm.
Last Friday, you remember? For
Yes,
using
yes.
comma or have you identified the solution for that?
No, 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 no. I just forgot. I mean, I'll give you that one. This
Okay.
one, right? Like, how can we in the report filter, how can we enter multiple values
Yes, yes,
by
exactly.
comma? Yes, it's a simple filter. I'll take the snippet and maybe I'll share here so that every one of you will be having reference. Okay, it's just a filter design. Okay, the way we design the filter in the report is just a different kind of design. Okay, yep. Thanks for reminding. Remind me tomorrow as well at the end of the session.
Sure, sure.
Okay, yep. Thank you. Any question on this substring one?
No, Ganesh.
Okay, then we have another calc failed. Concatenate text. Okay, so this is basically used to concatenate two values. Okay, now here if let's say I'm giving CF first name plus last first name, let's say has plus last name. Okay, on worker business object. Concat on worker business object. Here I'm just giving worker. Click OK. And here we need to concatenate. You need to give the field which you want to concatenate. So I'm just giving first name. I want to concatenate with one hash. So this is not available. Okay, no worries.
So Ganesh, if the hash is not available, so if you
You
want to create hash, so again we need to create a calculated field with the numeric,
yes,
right?
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's say I'm not creating any, I'm just using any one which is already available. Okay. So there is another special character. I can see at the rate of. Okay, so I'm just using at the rate of, just to show you guys. So I have used if this is not available. Okay, let's say you have a requirement of hash is not available, then you need to create a calculated field. Okay, and let's say you have already started creating this calculated field, and you realize like hash is not available. You can create a calculated field from here itself. So when you click on this one, there is an option create calculated field. Okay. So when let's say I want to create a hash calculated field. So I will click on create calculated field, give CF text constant hash on global. Here I just mention global, and then here you just use text constant. Click OK. Just enter the hash. Click OK. Now your calculated field has been created. Okay, and automatically the routing came to the earlier calculated field where you were putting the logic. Okay, now at this point of I'm just keeping at the rate of hash both.
Uh,
Now last
Ganesh,
one. Yep.
yeah, in
Go on.
the create calculate field for substring and all,
Mm-hmm.
we telling it as a delimiter, right?
Yes.
Stop semicolon. But here
Yes.
it comes, it's like a text for hashtag.
Come again.
The hashtag and the iterate symbol, no, it comes under text constant for the
Yeah.
create calculated.
So basically, daily in substring also, whenever you try to create calculated field on delimiter, then there also you need to use some global calculated field, the numeric or text constant calculated field, which should store this particular symbol. Okay. So let's say, uh, let me just show you.
Ganesh, sorry, so I understood that. So again, the question is like, uh, will the special characters comes under text or the numeric?
Special characters will come under text only, right?
Okay.
It cannot be in numeric. One or two, that is a different. That will be a numeric. Okay. But
Yeah.
ideally, a special character should be text.
Okay. So the other one, the string things, I understood.
Sorry, the other one.
The string, no, like
Hmm.
the count, like count formula. So that I understood.
Hmm.
We can go ahead.
Okay, okay, cool. I mean, you tried the substring one, other functions. Okay, I mean, other options in that substring calculated field. If you face any issues, then just let me know. Okay.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Now this calculated field function is fine, right? How to create a concatenated calculated field?
Yes, yeah, but sorry, I missed to see the result.
Sorry, you?
I missed to see the result.
Oh, I have not actually, shown the result. Okay, so I have not added that in calculated field. I'm adding now. So let's say, see, this is the pain point actually. When you create a calculated field to test that, you need to add in report. If the tenant is slow, then this is, is a very difficult thing, guys. I mean, you are going to a struggle. I know that. You also guys going to a struggle, but with all those struggle, I would say, you learn all this thing. You try this thing, you understand this thing. This is going to help you a lot. Workday is a booming technology nowadays. Okay, and here there are a lot of lot of opportunities are there in Workday. So I would say like even though you feel frustrated with this slow tenant, I would say you continue doing your stuff.
Even myself and Dilip were wondering how fast you are doing on the training, because when we try, it's mostly not moving.
So no, it's not like that. It's just timing. I believe, this is a timing when this is a mid timing between India and US, right? So it's like, for them it's a morning, for us it's going to be night. So I think, this is the time when tenant is actually good. And after this, this time as well, I think tenant will be good. I did not try after this time. So maybe, you guys can try and, just find one suitable time where the tenant is not that slow. Now here, if you can see this is the field I created, concatenated one, and here you can see the value Logan at the rate of hash McNeil. Okay. Now, if I give you one assignment, you should be able to do. So what you have to do is you need to design a security key. Okay. The logic for the security key would be, it will be first, first to care of your first name, then plus has, let's say, I'll make this complicated tomorrow, but today I'm just giving you simple one. First to care of the first name, and then uh, first to care of last name. Okay, so for today you just create this one. Tomorrow when I'll show you the date once, how to manipulate date, then I'll just make this calculated field complicated. Okay, so you just try to design this uh, you know calculated field, okay, as assignment. Now we have discussed about the numeric constant, text constant, substring, concatenate. Okay, all these are text. Now there is another calculated field function we have, text length. So text length calculated field is basically used to find the length of the text field. So for example, let's say this Logan, this is a text field. You want to understand how many characters has been used for this Logan, or let's say how many characters that has been used in this calculated field. Like when this calculated field is going to concatenate first name with hash at the rate and the last name, then what will be the length of the characters of this particular value? If you want to determine that, let's do that. So I'm not going to identify the length of first name, that will be easy. You can also do that the way I am doing, but this time I'm gonna find the length of this calculated, whatever text this calculated field is going to generate, I'm gonna find the length of that. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm copying the name of this one because that will be used. Now here I'm giving CF text length first name plus at the rate hash plus last name on worker business object. Here I'm just giving worker. Come on. Yep. And here I'm giving the length. Text length. Now click on OK. Here the field, the calculated field which I have created, that field is also on worker business object. So it is easily identifiable. Okay. This is a business of calculated field we are creating on business worker object. And also we are trying to find the length of the calculated field which has already been created on worker business object. Now click on OK. When you click on OK, add this TL in the report after this field and see what it is giving. See, all of these things, guys, is let's say, in each and every programming language, we have certain functions to do this thing. Okay. In Workday, there is no backend. So that's why Workday has given this, configuration option so that we can do all those things which are possible in other programmings. That yellow sign is warning. That yellow sign is saying like you have used alias name which is more than 60 characters, that will degrade your performance. Okay. But as that is warning, I can skip and proceed. Okay. But if that is with error, I will not be able to proceed without solving that error. You can explore, you can read those things when you try by yourself. Those are the good things you should be knowing. Now here, if you see Logan McNeil, I have extracted the length of this calculated field. Whatever value this calculated field is going to generate, I'm finding the length of that. So here you can see Logan at the rate of McNeil, it is giving 13. So Logan is 5, McNeil is 6, 6, 5, 11, and this is 12, and this is 13. So this is giving you the length of the string. Okay, the length of the text field. You good with that?
Yes, Ganesh.
Yes,
So
Ganesh.
similar to that. So if we have numbers in column like amounts. Say for example, I have debit amount and I have credit amount. So the total column, just the addition of total column. So that also it's possible, right?
No, no. So your voice is actually very low. Can you just repeat your question?
So Ganesh, if I have two columns,
Mm-hmm.
one column having amount of debit balance and the other column
Mm-hmm.
is having amount of credit balances. So if I want a total amount, so that is also possible using this
So
calculator.
debit balance and credit balance, basically it's a two numbers you want to get
Yes,
the
add
addition
it.
of those two numbers. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. So there is a different function. We are going to talk about that as well. There is a different function. We are not going to use this one. We are not going to do using concatenate. There is a arithmetic, calculation function. Okay,
Yeah,
and that is
that's
something we are going to use. But that is possible. Yes, that is possible.
okay.